Welcome to the week 7 recap we got here. This week I actually ended up trading quite a bit. I've got 5 trades here that I did in about the first 4 days of the week, and I got one holding over this weekend. Not too bad in terms of sticking to my plan. I have 2 bad trades and 3 good trades this week. Overall, pretty excited about it. A good end to the November month. And we can just get started. First trade was DPW. Started this one off pretty bad. This was the Monday coming out right after the weekend here. Don't want to talk about it too much because it wasn't great. You see it was up massive pre-market. And then here at the open, we had a quick breakout. I haven't been buying the initial breakout, so I was waiting for it to come back down, which it did, and I got in, I think it was around 306, which was a pretty good execution in terms for me. But all in all, it was terrible. 2 minutes later, I got out at 285. I was trying to risk off 3. It just moved too fast. I was scared again. Got out. Could have got a better exit. But all in all, what I learned from this is I'm not going to be trading these initial breakouts over the morning or the pre-market high, because I just can't do them, and they normally are failed spikes. So that's the biggest lesson I learned. And I mean, it's just up on nothing. It was here, and I mean, there's nothing to go off of it, just the first green day, so I'm not going to be trading those first green day breakout at the open. Next, the next day, Tuesday, this was a pretty fundamental buy after this massive tank. You can see uptrending all here, 28th, huge crack, and I'm not going to lie that this one was pretty much all luck, except for I knew that it was a buy at the bottom for a bounce, but other than that, this was lucky, and I'll tell you why. So, you have to, going in, I got my buy, or my execution was at 180, and I sold here at 192. Okay, so here's why it's lucky. I saw this coming down, and there's, let's see if we can get, I'll just zoom out here. So I'm looking for support when this is dipping down. And you can see this first, it tried to bounce here at around the 230s. And I'm like, this makes sense. 230 right here. You can definitely use this level as support. And I actually put it in an order to buy. And I was having trouble with TD Ameritrade. Long story short, I didn't get executed, and then at the top here, I'm like, I'm not going to chase it, so, and which worked out perfectly because it wasn't the bottom. Down here, I was more confident, and I put and this is another lucky part, I put my buy here at 193, because it was the second time, so I knew it looked like it was going up, and it was here, and I'm like, okay, I know I'm not at the bottom, but that's okay, because I know these can bounce 10, 20, 30%. So I wasn't scared of my buy, so I put it at 193 because I didn't want to miss it. And for some reason, it got me executed at 180, so that was awesome, right at the bottom of this candle here. But the price action was really strange. I've never seen it before. It just had massive sellers on every uptick, which I thought wouldn't be the case because the momentum had switched here. It should be switching to longs. And this candle, obviously the worst time to get out in terms of the next minute. It spiked up to the 240s. But this one I saw coming back down, and I should have been smart about my risk, because obviously my risk would have been the low here at 170. So I could have waited for at least like a double bottom, but I just wanted to, and especially with my really good entry here at 180, I could have given it a lot more time to come back down and see what it would have done. But I got out, like I said, 192. kind of the worst spot. I'm pretty good at doing that. Don't really regret it because of that strange price action, but now I can use this for the future reference and know to give it a little bit more time. And I wouldn't have held all the way up here. I would have been out in the 220s because that was resistance coming back here. You can see this level right here. Yeah, I wouldn't have held through that. But all in all, that was pretty good in terms of my plan, not my execution. Next, we got PZRX. I was trading this on that same Tuesday, on the 28th. I'm labeling this as a bad trade. I mean, I feel like it could be either one, but I just haven't been tracking the setup, and that's why I picked it as a bad. Because I kind of just blindly, I mean, I'll just explain it. So in the afternoon here is when I was buying it, and it released positive results from a new drug. So this is biotech. And so it had its morning spike up here, and it was coming down, pulling back, and holding the support. And then it bounced again, and it was holding the support again here. So my entry was at 114. So somewhere, I think it was actually, I was getting in on this bounce here. And I liked this strong support here, around the 110s, and I was risking off this 104. So, and with this positive news, I was hoping for it to trend back up, ideally take out this 130. I would have been fine selling at 130 if it double topped or looked weak around that area. But I was ideally hoping even to hold this overnight if it could kind of uptrend into the close. But we didn't get that. Obviously, this is the afternoon, and it just started downtrending, so I got out right at my risk level, and it ended up fading. So, I mean, if this wasn't a perk pattern, this wasn't anything, so that's why I'm labeling it as bad. But in terms of rules, I followed them. I had a plan going in, so I mean, I really think this could be even a good trade. But yeah, that was that. Coming in on Wednesday, we have MMKD for a short. And so a little background here. I was trading on the 29th. If we look on the multi-day chart, coming down off of a big run up here from the 2s to the 7s, and it's been kind of coming down and consolidating here. And this is the day before. It had a big green day, and there's a bunch of resistance right above it, so I was looking to short this next day. And you can see that next day it topped at 330, which is right in line with this resistance. So I was anticipating that, and I didn't get a short off here. Obviously that would have been better, but I was waiting for maybe a little bit extra spike, but I shouldn't have even been worried about trying to get a few extra pennies up. But it crashed, which was what I was anticipating, and I had this bounce that it couldn't go back green on the day. So I shorted in here at 315. No, 313, sorry. So right in here on this second green candle, I think. And it pulled back a bit. And I was being patient because I really thought it could crack this down, because on this chart you had the downtrend, and then it spiked up. So I figured it would be pretty easy to take out this day's uptrend. And even though it did bounce off this support here, I wasn't worried about that. And I really thought this could go and break this low of day. So what I was risking off high of day here, because that's when it would go green. So it was having higher lows. I saw that. I wasn't really scared, but right up here I cut it off at 325. That's when it went green. I mean, I could have risked off. So sorry, I wasn't risking off high of day then, but I mean, I had one little push through it, but then it came down for the rest of the day and actually downtrended. So I could have had a better entry, but I still think this is a good trade because I thought it could go lower. Long story short, it did, but my timing was just off. Next trade here was XNET, XNET. This has had a major run up from starting from the 4s up to the high 20s, 27, and then it had some heavy pullback in the last couple days. I was trading this on the Thursday of the 30th, and the day before it tanked big. I'm talking from 19 down to 12, and obviously after a big move, I'm expecting a spike. I'm expecting some it to take back some of those some of that panic before it comes back. So just another consolidation day. And the thing about today was on this Thursday, I wasn't really even looking at it. I got like 4 hours of sleep the night before, so I just wanted to look at the market. I had no inclination of trading, which turned out good because and I saw it here. It spiked up and it was coming down. I'm like, I couldn't have predicted that, but I figured I anticipated the spike up, so I just thought I'd fade back down. I'm like, but I didn't trade it. I wasn't even thinking about trading it here. But when it came back up and spiked again for the second time, and I was watching this area, this 430 dip from the previous day, and I was like, could it get up here and could it bounce back off? And that's exactly what it did here. And again, I was scared to short at the top here just because it could keep going and I didn't have a strong risk. And I was thinking this shorter or this lower high, and it would just seem perfect to me. It was around 7:30 Western time here, which the timing will come in later. So I short it right here at 13.85. Really happy with that. Came down quickly to the 320s. Could have gotten out. I didn't. I knew it held up here, but I just wanted to give it more time. That's what I was thinking, that it has more downside. Being only the 30th, like I thought this was gonna maintain its downward trend after topping out at 27. Spiked back up, and then it came up here again, and I was thinking about taking it off here because I had work at 8 a.m. So in 13 minutes, and I was still in my room. So that was on my mind. But I really want to risk off high of day. It never cracked this lower high, which was good because I might have actually taken it off if it did. But I really want to hold true to this high of day. Long story short, it didn't even get there, and it was coming down, and it broke this level. And I had work. I was actually late for work, which was fine. But I covered here, actually almost at the bottom, which is surprising for me. I covered at 13.12. I think it was on this. It might have been this green candle here or this red one. I was happy to get out. I was happy with that. It was only a 5% gain, but I held it for 75 cents or something. Super happy with that. It turned out to be the bottom of this dip, and it actually uptrended the rest of the day, and then before it tanked again. But this was, for my entry, this was the best spot to get out at. I was really surprised at that. I was surprised it kept going also, and actually uptrended the next day. This also would have been a good short here, but I didn't see it. All in all, though, ending the month here, I'm up, dollar amounts, not that much, but I'm up 34%. Not my account, but on my trading this month, which is pretty good for me. I'm kind of turning things around. I still have some bad strategy / ideas to cut out of my mind that I really gotta focus on the on good patterns and sticking true to my risk reward. And new month, I'm excited to really tone back the bad trades and stick to the true ones. And I'm gonna increase my risk. I was risking $3, which I didn't really stick to all the time, but I used $3 in terms of setting my position size. So I want to just increase it a little bit. I'm still kind of scared of trading, so I want to I'm increasing it to $5, not too much more, but it is a difference due to my increased good trades. So that'll be my December. And all in all, I'm just trying to get more profitable in terms of percent-wise and good trades for the new year, starting January. That's when I really wanted to start adding size and kind of seeing what I can do with what I've learned. So good luck to everyone in this coming start of December, and I'm looking forward to this next week where I can do another review. So thank you.